What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Sunday night's late night news roundup. We're going to take you through some developing news around Liverpool's pursuit of Marc Guéhi. We're going to talk about a former Liverpool player who's just been charged by the police for drink driving. We're going to give you the latest on Luis Diaz and his future, as it looks like a massive offer could be coming our way from Al Nassr, and then we're going to give you the price point for Malik Fofana if indeed Liverpool would like to make a bid for the Lyon player this summer. That and lots more to come over the next few minutes, but you know the story. I want to know your thoughts, so do let us know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, and of course I would love you to not only hit the subscribe button but also check out the Anfield Agenda Clips channel, which has just gone past 51,000 subscribers, and we'd love to try and get that to 100k as soon as we can to get that beautiful silver play button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Right, let's get into what Dave O'Seacop is calling an exclusive, and I would argue about that one, but that's semantics. But the news and the information is important. So he said Liverpool are now in direct discussions with Marc Guéhi. The move is set to accelerate after Jarell Quansah officially leaves. Guéhi only wants Liverpool. Now, why is this important? Well, because Arsenal were looking at Marc Guéhi, and they also found out that he only wants Liverpool, so they've turned their attention elsewhere. Now, Liverpool do, of course, have the big stumbling block of having to come to a deal with Crystal Palace, but Liverpool have also put it out there and let it be known that we have alternatives, we have options. So Jarell Haddo is a name that's been mentioned quite a bit, but of course Liverpool have to do that because they don't want Crystal Palace feeling like they have us over a barrel. Now, we don't know what's going to go on with Ibrahim Konate and his future, so the sensible thing here would be for Liverpool to go in, do a deal with Crystal Palace for Marc Guéhi, kind of try to do it similar money, maybe a little bit higher than we're getting for Quansah, and then see what happens with the Konate situation and treat it as a fluid one, knowing that you've got Marc Guéhi, Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez already signed up. Then we've got the news from the Palace Way that said Liverpool have now passed a significant milestone in their endeavour to sign Marc Guéhi this summer, assuring him of game time ahead of the World Cup next year. The Palace Way understands that Marc Guéhi is now keen on a move to Liverpool. And I think we will see this ramp up this week. So as we've mentioned a few times, the PSR cycle starts again on Tuesday, July the 1st, and I think you're going to see the transfer window explode into life. Also tonight we've seen Chelsea go out there and agree a deal for João Pedro. So what does that mean for the future of Isak? I honestly don't know if it means a lot or nothing. But we do know that Chelsea have now gone out there, brought in Delap and brought in João Pedro. My best guess here is you see Christopher Nkunku move on, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if you seen Nkunku maybe go to United and Garnacho go in the opposite direction. But as of right now, it is certainly looking like Marc Guéhi is very, very possible if Liverpool can agree a deal with Palace. They want about £45 million. Liverpool probably want to pay less, so hopefully we meet in the middle, but I do think you'll see movement on that soon, and certainly the player loves the idea of coming to play for Arne Slot at Liverpool, and why wouldn't he? So let's talk about a bit of beef, and it isn't with me for once. It is Kaveh Solokol and Jurgen having a little bit of, well, bit of a snidiness there from Kaveh. So Jurgen was very critical of the Club World Cup, saying that it is the worst idea ever implemented in football, and Kaveh said, if you don't like the World Cup, go and play paddle or go for a swim. To be fair, Kaveh, it is an absolute disgrace of a tournament put in at a time that nobody wants it, but I also understand that, you know, you have to bow down. Certainly, Jurgen can be a bit more outspoken, but I would dare say deep down, Kaveh probably agrees that it is a tournament that nobody's really interested in at a time where players and managers could absolutely do without it. So yeah, just had to bring it up because I guess it was a bit of a development. Now, let's talk about Malik Fofana. Caught Offside have said today that Lyon have set the price for him, and if Liverpool or anybody else would like to sign the Belgian this summer, a fee of about 45 to 50 million euro, which is about 38 million pound to about 42 million pound, would be the number. That's kind of what we'd seen most of the way through the summer. Again, the whole relegation thing over Lyon is, I don't think it's going to have too much of a bearing this summer on the window because they're going to appeal it and it'll probably carry into next season. But if we did lose Luis Diaz, and as I mentioned, we are expecting a big offer, an offer upwards of 85 million euro to come in. And I think that will be enough to tempt Liverpool into a sale. But what I don't know is what Luis Diaz would make of all of this. Feels like he's been done a little bit dirty again by Barcelona. And if Nico Williams' move falls through, well, you know, if you haven't seen what their fans in Bilbao were doing about Nico Williams and his mural, 3 times it's been defaced. Yeah, if he doesn't get that move, it's going to be ugly for him, I would imagine, at Bilbao. But Diaz, well, I think Liverpool are relaxed about it. Like I've said, if an offer comes in from Al Nassr of 85 million upwards and the player's open to it, then I can see Liverpool pulling the trigger on the move and selling him and going out there and getting a replacement. And if that replacement is Malik Fofana, so be it. But again, I think you'll see movement on that this week as we're expecting that offer to come in from Al Nassr. Right. So this piece here in the Echo said, former Liverpool captain charged with drink driving after crash. Former Liverpool captain and England ace Paul Ince has been charged with drink driving. The 57-year-old ex-midfielder crashed his Range Rover into the central reservation near Neston in Cheshire on Saturday. Police attended the scene and arrested him, later charging him with drink driving. He's set to appear before Chester Magistrates Court next month. Just an update on that one, as it was one of our former players, and again, no newsworthy, so that's why we brought it to you. Now, Arsenal, apparently they are now seriously considering a move for Hugo Ekitike. Do I believe this? Not really. If I'm being honest with you, I think this is them maybe giving themselves another option, but also showing RB Leipzig that if they don't play ball and offer a lower price for Benjamin Šeško, that they do have other options out there. I'm sure Hugo Ekitike would be open to the idea of moving to Arsenal. They do have Champions League football. You do have the guarantee of being second in the Premier League next year again, which is, you know, brilliant for Mikel Arteta. Apparently that's enough to keep him in a job. So, yeah, I don't know what happens here because I don't know what happens with Liverpool and their search for a forward. Darwin Núñez and Napoli, well, it looks as if there's a big gap there in the valuation. Some reports have Liverpool asking for about £70 million, which is about 85 million euro. Napoli, on the other hand, somewhere down at about 35 to 40 million. So, again, what happens there, I don't know. The player has given yes to Napoli, but like I've said, that doesn't really mean anything if Napoli and Liverpool can't agree a deal. No real news on the future of Federico Chiesa either. Last I'd seen Gasperini, who of course has left Atalanta and has become the new coach of Roma. He's interested in bringing him there. Other than that, we're pretty much as we were, ladies and gentlemen. Expect Joel Kwanzaa to go to Leverkusen to start his medical tomorrow, according to reports from Sky Germany. Other than that, well, I think this is the week you see the transfer window even kick into gear more. I know we've had a brilliant start to it, but lots of clubs, as I mentioned, waiting for that new PSR cycle. So we'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll see you at 8:45 for the late night agenda. As always, if you want to come and join our WhatsApp community, scan the QR code there on the screen or use the link in the description. We will adhere to give you the news as quickly as we can, and also give you the opportunity to take part in polls and stuff that we help shape the future of the channel. And one final bit of news before we finish up, we are going to start an Anfield Agenda podcast once a week with myself, Chris Stonage and Steve Bland, starting from, well, hopefully a couple of weeks. So that is pretty much it for now, but tomorrow, 8:45, we'll see you here for another live stream, and there'll be a video up before that at about 4:30, and I'll talk to you then. Much love. Bye-bye.